Hello, I'm Kaiser and welcome to Moose Reads. Before I get started, I want to say that the opinions that I give here are my own opinions. They are extremely subjective. If I dislike a book, it is not a reflection on the author, and it is not a reflection on people who do like it. Different people have different tastes, and that's okay. Today, I will be reviewing Binding Dante Lovelace by Jennifer Rainey. This is the second book in the Lovelace and Wick series. It is a queer paranormal fantasy. The description says, Dante Lovelace is not accustomed to waking up in unfamiliar beds, and he's even less accustomed to working with witches. Imagine his displeasure when both happen consecutively. After being spirited away, i.e., kidnapped, Dante finds himself at the mercy of Miss Beatrice Dickens, a witch and spiritualist who has placed a binding spell upon him to strengthen her own powers. As demons must, Dante begrudgingly surrenders to his fate, but soon discovers the witch needs him for protection. Zero Bancroft, an uncommonly dangerous man, wants to release an uncommonly dangerous beast in Beatrice's keeping, a soul eater. It's up to Dante and Beatrice to stop him. If that weren't enough, Dante must also contend with his partner, Iago Wick, who longs to defect and abandon his hellish duties. And he wants Dante to follow. What's a demon to do? With some new companions, and a certain inventor, on their side, Mr. Lovelace and Mr. Wick face magic, hunters, automatons, and even uncomfortable family reunions. Can they protect the world from Bancroft's mad scheme, or is the apocalypse just around the bend? Again, 4 stars. I will say, this book felt like a punch in the face. The first book is a fairly standard historical fantasy. It's set in something like the 1880s, I think, and aside from Atchison having some interesting inventions and demons existing, it seems like a perfectly normal 1880s America. But at the beginning of this book, Dante journeys to Boston to visit with Iago, and we find out that there are automatons being made and used all over the place. So I guess it was steampunk all along. Good thing nobody told me before. That is not a genre I'm into. Still, the steampunk elements weren't overly obtrusive, and I still love Dante and Iago. The plot on this one felt a lot more lackluster than the first book, despite arguably having more actual plot to it. I think the main problem is that it kept telling me that such and such was the problem that needed to be resolved, only to then turn around and say, but actually, this is the problem. One problem did lead to another, but it felt a bit jarring to keep having the trajectory of the story and the stakes shift. We are introduced to 2 characters who each appear once at the beginning and the end. Neither of them was worth the time spent on them, and I wish Rainey had either made better use of them or written the plot so that neither was at all necessary. I felt a little annoyed by Iago's lackluster attitude toward his work. In the first book, the question came up more than once as to who he crafted his temptations for. The answer, it seemed, was not hell, as it was supposed to be, but himself. Everything in that book indicated that he loved being a tempter, loved crafting each one carefully and luring sinners to their doom, but he didn't care for the way hell managed him. So when this book introduces him as not being interested in his temptations anymore and shirking his duties as much as possible while planning to defect, it felt kind of like Rainey forgot what she was doing. It didn't quite reach the level where I decided to quit, but it irritated me. Rainey did do the work to try to convince me it made sense, and while I'm not sure I entirely buy it, I'll at least accept that that's what she meant to do all along. Otherwise, it was a fairly decent time. I still enjoyed reading about these characters, and while I still wouldn't call this a romance, it did edge more in that direction. That's all I have to say about Binding Dante Lovelace. If you liked this video, I hope you'll watch more in the future. Thanks for watching this one. Bye!